David, how did you venture into hotel conversions?
Sure. Well, let me first start off by saying that I am also a high-tech guy. I went through and got my electrical engineering degree back in the 1980s and worked for Lion Tech Systems, which is a defense contractor, for about 9 years in corporate before I ventured off to be an entrepreneur. And I eventually made my way into real estate, starting off actually as a general contractor. I had a friend who also worked in the high-tech industry, and we really just wanted to do, something that we had more control over. We decided we wanted to be more entrepreneurial. So we came in as licensed general contractors, basically doing the projects for these investors. But that was back in the 2000s, before the 2008 crash. The 2008 crash comes, and we decided to flip from, being the contractors to being the investors. Like a lot of people started out with, single family homes and progressed up to larger and larger things, then syndications. And finally in 2019, I moved over into hotel conversions. And the reason I did it was really because at that time I was feeling that multifamily was starting to get pretty expensive even back then. And I just saw this opportunity. And so I started investigating, can we, a hotel sort of looks like a multifamily, right? The rooms are typically smaller, of course, than a traditional apartment, but can we, take this asset that, in some cases, as these hotels get a little bit older, they basically become obsolete as hotels and they don't perform well as business models or investments. So we decided to, buy one and see if we could actually convert it. And could we, make it nice enough that, you could get people to live in, 300 to 500 square foot rooms. And what we found is that, yes, we can. So, that was kind of how the whole model was born. But in getting more involved in the model, you mentioned the win-win-win proposition. And really, to me, that is it. The residents win, the community wins, and the investors win. And how that works is, a lot of the residents that we find at these properties, are looking for, they want to live in the nicest area that they can, but they don't have a real big budget. And by using our model where we provide, basically all-inclusive pricing, because, generally we can't separate the utilities at hotels, they weren't built that way. So, we provide our tenant with a one price strategy that's very competitive. Typically our single price is a little bit less than what a one bedroom rent would cost. And the one bedroom, you're going to pay for all these other things, right? You're going to pay for utilities, you're going to pay for, your internet, your TV, your phone, all those things get wrapped up into one price in our projects. So that's a win for the tenants. For the community, it's a win because these properties are getting old, they're getting tired, they need to be refreshed, right? And we can take, a hotel that was probably a B-class hotel and is now turned to maybe a C or even a D-class hotel and turn it into a nice B-plus apartment complex. So that improves the community, it reduces crime in the area, it does a lot of really positive things for the community. And then finally for the investors, the business model is such that we have some really good leverage, and I can go into that a little bit later, but basically we can provide very good returns to investors with these projects.
Awesome.